So let's go on to your bands.
Yeah, let's do something more upbeat. That was pretty serious, all that.
Yeah, let's go on to your bands.
We've scheduled your photographer into the hallway for crying out loud. Hi.
So obviously, Godless Suns is. Would I be correct in saying it's like the descent? No, not quite the descendant, but you were in Zocalo with your wife, Sarah.
Yeah.
Then it was Season of the Witch,
which was just a placeholder name.
Right, and then it became Godless Suns. Can you tell us what it's like being in a band with your wife, and how do you keep personal matters outside of it, or does it all factor in?
It's all part of being an adult, isn't it? You have to compartmentalise and separate professional from personal. There's a lot of sort of micro questions in that's a big one. So Godless Suns is the bastard child of my heavy groove blues obsessed guitar playing and Sarah's soulful like old school Hawkwind and like proggy edge.
Yeah.
Which just like slapped them together and found Dan, who is the happiest person in the world. We go, hey, check this out. And he goes, I've got a drum beat, and immediately starts playing. We go, cool, 40% of that is fine, Octopus Boy, knock it the hell off. And he goes, right, you mean like this? Like, yeah, and that's about as much correcting as we ever do. Everyone has that thing, and it's really nice. There's no pressure, there's no stress. As for keeping your married life away from your social life, I mean, we're best mates first. I can't imagine a day where I'm not, taking the piss out of Sarah or just having fun or, cooking or just whatever it is, just sitting there and being in the ear when she's had a shitty day at work or whatever it is. Or her personal chauffeur because she still hasn't learned to drive. Having a hip surgery, I'm going to need you. She knows that, I'm just taking the piss. But it's just like that. First and foremost, you always have to remember that your priority is your marriage. So you don't want to fuck that up. So you keep that away from anything that can fuck it up, right? Yeah. So if we've had a shit gig, which happens, we just talk about it in a professional fashion. It's like, we need to pay more attention to the speed of that song, blah, blah, blah. Or, I've ever tuned bridges now, which means that your guitar cannot be out of tune. So if I'm ever out of tune, it's because I've played it wrong and it's very fucking noticeable. Sarah practices like an absolute legend, so she very rarely gets things wrong. So it's very rarely it's normally me that gets it wrong or Dan's too excited. But you just keep it away. It's like, we've been in bands now since 2013. So that's 22 years we've been playing live music together.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. It's weird being in Riff Dealer. It's like I keep, like when I play stuff, I tend to look to Sarah for like confirmation of like, was that okay? Is that how we want to do?
Yeah.
And she's not there, and I don't know who my pivot is in the new band.
So it sounds like you've sort of built your life together through music. I mean, obviously, I'm sure that's how you met and it's how you bonded,
I mean, we live in flats in South London, and 9 times out of 10, all you can hear is dogs barking, babies crying, or people shouting at each other.
Yeah.
I always wonder what people think when they hear us. We're either singing stupid songs at each other we've made up on the spot, we're practicing our various instruments that we play, or we're laughing, right? That's the difference. And I love it. I mean, Godless Suns will go until both of us have just gone, oh, you know what? I think my bones are done. That's it. I know we've got another album in us. We're working on that. But it's just one of those ones where it's the second album. I want it to be right. And as much as any musician, you write music and you're like, yeah, that sounds great. And you play it and you go, yeah, but we can do better than that. So we'll put that one over here. And the stuff that's over here is now 3 rooms full of shit. And the stuff that's actually on the record is 3 out of 6 songs. Yeah. And it's just like, good grief. Although I'm sure Sarah will correct me when she sees it and going, no, we had 4 already at that point. Okay.
Would you say you're a perfectionist then?
No, I just procrastinate far too much. There's probably stuff that I'd like, if I played it to like someone who wasn't in the band who hadn't heard it before, they'd be like, dude, this is fucking great. But I'm sitting there going, no, is it? So. A lot of self-doubt, a lot of my own mental health gets in the way. Yeah. Like that sort of imposter syndrome nonsense where it's like, am I actually a good guitar player? Does this sound right? Are people going to want to listen to this?
Yeah.
And I know that they do because we've sold hundreds of fucking albums and singles and whatnot, and people come up after shows who I don't know and willingly go, dude, that was fucking amazing. One guy in, where the hell were we? I forget. Tunbridge. We were in Tunbridge. One guy came up and said, oh, that was mesmeric. Who the fuck says mesmeric?
Mesmeric.
I was just like, cool, because that's exactly how I feel about it. Like, it's supposed to be one big story that flows into each other. There's nearly 30 minutes of like no gaps in the music and when we play live, and then I finally get to do that. and then we've got another 14 minutes that comes afterwards.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's great. I love it. But yeah, I beat myself up probably way more than I should do.
Yeah.
But I've never released anything anyone said was shit. So I must be doing something right.
Yeah. So when you were recording your first album, Godless Suns,
Godless Suns, right?
that was that during COVID? That was it was just before, wasn't it? You were starting to record it.
We did the demo process before it.
And then COVID hit, obviously. Everybody's locked up, quarantined.
Riff Monkey
being
challenge happened.
tested on whatever. How did that affect the recording of the album, and did it affect your enthusiasm towards it?
I didn't affect the enthusiasm at all.
No.
In fact, it was kind of the way that we did it was janky and piecemeal as fuck, but it was very us. We recorded some at Banana Road. The drums sounded fine, so we kept those, but the guitar tracks had like some weird, like 60 cycle hum in the background or electrical interference noise on all the clean DIs, so there was no way to reamp.
Yeah.
But there were bits that were wrong, so we re-recorded it all at Dan's school because they were all the kids were remote schooling for like months after the lockdown was even lifted because it was a private school. So we went and did it in, because he was the tech, so we went in and used the studio there where I left my reverb on, fucked that up.
Yeah.
So it was, it's very us. It's piecemeal, slapdash, but works. But this next one, we're going to do it properly. Dan's building a studio in his house in Southampton now, so we'll actually be down, we'll be able to take like a week off and we'll stay there as a band.
Brilliant.
And we'll do it. But yeah, I'm going to finish writing the bloody thing first. Riff Dealer will be done before Godless will be done. Typically.
Yeah. So going on to Riff Dealer.
My next stupid idea.
Yeah. I have in my notes here where are you guys based, but I suppose you're sort of based in different locations, aren't you?
It's southeast London, and Chris lives right on the coast of Kent.
Yes. Yeah, Chris lives
About 20 miles that way?
near Margate, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
No, it's right on the coast. Not Margate, it's on the actual Kent coast. Not on the estuary.
Yeah, so that's like towards Thanet, I think, isn't it? She lives because
Yeah,
she works at. So yeah, so she lives down. So she's down here. You're up. Where do you live?
Just outside Greenwich in
Just
Plumstead.
outside Greenwich.
The
Connor.
they live like Orpington way,
Yeah.
so slightly further south than I
Yeah.
am.
So you're just dotted around, I guess, aren't you? Yeah.
And sadly, we forced Chris to come all the way.
Yeah. Poor Chris.
all the way into Erith, which is a 10-minute drive for me, a 40-minute drive for the boys, and an hour and a half for her. But I mean, look what we've done.
Yeah. How do you cope with that? Like being dotted around, then.
Same way you cope with anything in bands.
Yeah.
It's the old adage: if people want to do it, they will.
Yeah.
And that's how you tell if your band's going to last. If people are dedicated to what's going on, they will take the time and they will take the money and they will do it. We've been paid for every gig we've done. We sold a buttload of merch before we even did a show. So
I'm impressed at how much merch you have. Like you've got shirts, you've got the jersey, the
shirts, hats, hoodies, patches.
Yeah, the sort of jersey type things you
Uniform.
wear. The uniform. I mean, that's just for you, isn't it? I think, isn't it? Or
I think that's going to be like our Slipknot thing. Like we'll do a different shirt for each album or something like that.
Yeah, why not?
and then like auction them off maybe at the end of each thing. People have asked for them, but they're fucking expensive.
Yeah, custom made, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to use the same company again, but still. But yeah, the idea behind the whole Riff Dealer thing was I just thought it'd be fun to have like new blood, people who'd played the New Blood stage, and just pick people that I wanted to play with. Right? I've known Alex and Tom since 2011 when Inner Fire won Metal to the Masses.
Right. Yeah.
And then obviously Alex has gone back with Prolapse AD as well.
Yeah.
That ridiculous joke band. They're so funny. Did you ever see Prolapse AD?
I haven't. No.
They have songs like Black and Decker, Pussy Wrecker, and Dump Trump, and various like Moshing in the Church, songs like that. Like, none of it's serious. If you've ever met Alex, you'll understand instantly why Prolapse AD is a thing. Yeah, and I wanted to play with Chris since I first saw her with Fire Sky in 22. Like, as a consummate on-stage professional, like her dedication to both her instrument and her live show, I've never met anyone works that hard. I mean, she'll say like, "Oh, I'm not a great bass player" or anything like that. It's like, I don't need you to be a great bass player. I need you to be a good bass player for the band that you play in. I'm not a great guitar player. I'm just good at what I do.
Hold it down,
right?
yeah.
There's guitar players over there. It's like 12-year-olds on YouTube that make me go, "I'm fucking not playing guitar anymore."
Yeah.
Sod that. But that's not the point of what I do. And I wanted to work with Connor because I thought his voice and his onstage antics are hilarious. Not his voice, his antics. I think his voice is really cool. Alex is an amazing riff machine. And in my opinion, one of the most underrated guitarists in the scene. Like, there's people that you all know. You look at the guy playing guitar and think, "Jeez, that guy's fucking good." I used to be in a band with Nick Sampson. Like when he was 18, he joined Zocalo, and he was already, technically speaking, a more proficient guitar player than I was at 18. But his dedication to his late 80s thrash has led him to now be he's the bass player for Benediction. He's doing world tours.
Damn.
Right? So, yeah, I'm not a good guitar player. I'm just good at what I do. There's
Sometimes
a
that's all that
definitive
matters,
difference.
isn't it?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to be, if there's any legacy left behind me, it's probably don't do the things that I do. Or you'll end up with, like, a knee held together with sellotape and a new hip on the way. So, yeah.
One of the things that like sticks out for me about Chris is her stage presence.
Yeah.
And her impeccable understanding of makeup and all of that stuff. It's just,
So you remember when I said about stagecraft?
Yes.
Was one of the things I looked for in Metal to the Masses. The first, she's stagecraft personified.
Yeah.
Like the first Riff Dealer gig, I mean, she was, "Oh God, my fucking my thing cut out." I didn't notice until we were watching the videos because she played the thing. She went through, when it was a quiet bit, she kicked the fucking lead back into her pedal, didn't miss a beat. Right? Didn't look like she was panicked.
Professionalism.
Yeah, just 100% professional. I got nothing but love and admiration for that woman. I'm so happy to have her in Riff Dealer, as I am with Tom, Alex, and Connor as well.
She was the one that convinced you to go ahead with it, wasn't she?
First person I asked.
It's the first person you asked, yeah.
And then she said, "Well, who else have you got in mind?" And we were sat at Bloodstock, I think it was 22, and we were camped with Alex and Tom as well. And I said, "Well, you guys wouldn't want to do this, would you? I mean, you're pretty busy with Martin." I went, "No, fuck yeah, we'll do that. Who do you think's going to sing?" And I said, "Well, I'd really like to ask Connor, but Broken Calling are just like this, trajectory-wise. They've got some interesting stuff they're going to be announcing soon as well." So, but yeah, and it was like the first, I texted him, "Fuck yeah." I was like, "Oh, I thought you were going to say, no, sorry, I'm really busy." So then we started jamming in November, and we did our debut at the semi-final a couple of months back.
Yeah.
And wow, I mean, I've never seen a band come out with like 0 gigs under their belt and have that reception from a crowd. But it was also kind of what I was hoping for.
But it's because, I mean, obviously we know, and anybody in the local scene will know, but it's because Riff Dealer is kind of like a little super group, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose. So
what is Riff Dealer comprised of then, like in terms of its members?
Well, Chris won with Fire Sky in 22.
Yep.
They went with Silent, my buddy Dean, and those guys. Connor won in 23 with Broken Calling.
Yep.
After coming, they were the finalists in 22, but they weren't quite ready. They didn't have everything where it needed to be, but I could see that it would have been. They came back in 23 and they absolutely smashed that place flat. And it was like, there's no one else who's going to win this. And when we went outside to do the winners, like, "It's Broken Calling, right?" And everyone went, "Yeah." So what are we supposed to do for the next 25 fucking minutes then? So we sat and we talked about all the other bands. Like, "Hey, all these other bands are fucking great." I said, "Yeah, but..." I went, "Yeah, no, Broken Calling."
I remember the reaction. The reaction was fantastic.
I think if they hadn't won, there would have been, like, murders. Murders.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah...
I mean, James plays a fucking 8-string bass, man.
And
left-handed
and sings.
And sings and does talk box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does all the tech wizardry.
Yeah.
That's just like, "Hey, how good's your autism?" That good.
Yeah.
But they're all at the point where I want to play with them in bands. But it's kind of, if anyone wants to go at any time, there's no stress because you've all got your own bands to be in, right? So if you can't say, for example, if Connor's like, "Oh man, I've got like a tour in Europe, like you guys have got 3 gigs," it's like, cool. Who do you want to fill in for you? So he'd be able to pick a couple guys, and the only qualification to be in Riff Dealer is you have to have played the New Blood stage and be able to practice with us in this area. That's it. There's lots of people I'd love to work with, but they live really, really far away. I'd love to work with Sylvie Nottermans from Purple Kong, who used to play for Jackknife Seizure. They won in like 2014, I think it was. She is an incredible drummer. Precise, unbelievable slave to the groove. Like, but she can go crushing double kick and blast beats if you ask her to, or she can jazz that shit up. Amazing. Those are guitar players I'd like to ask to come and play for us. Other singers. I'd love to have Chrissy Simmons come and have a go at some point from Wretched Soul. God, that boy's got a voice. But yeah, and I hope I can do. I hope my body can keep up with what I'm trying to do with the band. So this first album's going to be kind of like post-metal core, but with that late 90s, early 2000s edge to it. So it's got that sort of rough and ready, early Slipknot, Kill Switch kind of vibe to what we're doing, right? But if my body can't keep up, I'll step aside and we'll let other people do it. It can be a legacy thing.
Yes, yeah. It's one of those. I suppose it's one of those groups where you could have like different members come and go if you need to.
So long as you all get on. Yeah. That was another thing I had to think of. It's like, are these people going to get on? It's like, yeah, they're all really lovely humans. There's no way they're not going to. As Tom has remarked, there are 3 cunts in Riff Dealer, and I'm all of them.
I thought you said Tom was the most normal one.
He is. He's still funny. Sounding. He's just a funny guy. Yeah. But yeah, he's an instigator. That's his secret power. Like the rest of us are all like twitchy as fuck, and he just like pods us, and it's like, you know, those things you stitch together, you flick them, they go bouncing around all over the place. I forgot the lollipop stick looking things. Anyway, crap. Yeah. Another question, come on, because I'm just waxing now.
So you've said before about, you've been candid about your health problems, obviously, which I think is really fucking respectable that you still go out there and do your stuff despite having all of these issues. What would you say to other musicians that are also going through health problems? What would your advice be? Yeah, physical or mental. What would your advice be?
If you're young, your body knows better than you do, right? I ignored every injury I ever had, all the bits and pieces. I just strapped myself up. I'd neck fucking beer or whatever to go out and go and to the next gig or the next. I was a skateboarder up until I was in mid-30s. Then I fractured my knee and I had to have like screws hold my patella together.
Yeah.
Listen to your body. If it hurts, it's telling you to stop, right? It's going to suck, but trust me, when you're 50 and you're 25 stone, well, was 25 stone, I'm 21 now, and they're telling you that your hip is ruined to the point they're going to have to rip it out and replace it before your 50th birthday, right? But I'm still booking gigs and looking at festivals next year. That's a lot. You've got to have a really strong mental constitution to go through a lot of physical damage. I mean, I've had spinal neuropathy in my neck from head banging and hod carrying and falling on my head from skateboarding and what have you. So I spent years building up my chest and shoulders to hold my neck, which is why I don't head bang a lot. I have been with Riff Dealer and I've got away with it so far. Thank all the lords of the riff. But yeah, it's just heavy metal and anything that's extreme takes a massive toll on you. Because you're out, you're having fun, you might want to... I drive all the time, so I don't drink when I'm playing, right? But those guys that go out and they'll have a couple beers before they go on, then they'll have 5-6 beers after. You do that 3 times a week. That's a lot, right? It's fun. Drugs are fun, right? Don't do them. They're fucking expensive, right? I'm not going to tell people what to do. I did lots and lots of stupid shit, and I'm now paying for it, right? There are bits of parts of my body that don't work properly anymore. My knees don't work properly anymore. I'm having a hip replacement. My neck and I can't move my hand the way that I used to. I'm a guitarist. I can't move my hand the way I want to be able to play. So I've had to learn to play differently. Right? Mental health's another thing as well. I really struggled about 10, 15 years ago. I really, really struggled with, for some reason, I've always been depressed. And I've always had therapy for that. But my body decided it wanted to give me insane anxiety attacks. To the point where I would be driving and I would pull off the road and get out of the car and stand next to the side of the car like shaking and unable to drive. I'm driving for 34 years. I've been driving. I can drive really well. For some reason, it made me panic a lot. There was a whole week I was underneath my computer table. I didn't want to have to deal with noise, light, people, anything. I had to go and deal with it. I had to go and have therapy. I took the medication they gave me, which, by the way, none of which did anything but make me feel weirder. One of them made me feel like I'd been physically laminated, like I was participating in my life like a computer game, right? So shut away inside my own head, I wasn't actually there anymore. And men are bad at talking about shit. What's blah, 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 macho, all this. Fuck off, right? That just makes bad people. And I've spent the last part of my life learning how not to be a bad person to myself, because it comes out and it sprays onto other people. People think, oh, really bad, like, bro, girls treat me like shit. It's probably because you're a dickhead because you haven't dealt with your own shit yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. Everyone looks at my marriage and thinks it's perfect. I've done some really fucking shitty things. I've treated Sarah badly on occasions before. I'm sure I have. She'll never say that I have. She's the best thing in the world. I'm fairly sure I'd have thrown myself off a very large bridge if I hadn't had Sarah in my life at some points. You know, I've walked a dark path. I've done stupid shit. I've used illicit substances to cover up my own fuck-ups, to augment the fact that I'm not as good, useful, or strong, or as fit as I used to be. I've done all of that stuff. Just don't. Just be honest with yourself, the people around you, and go and fucking get it sorted out, no matter what it is. But, you know, don't use it as a crutch either. There's a lot of people who are like, not a lot, that's unfair. I have met in my time people, it's like, there's not as much wrong with you as you're telling everybody that there is. Right?
Yeah.
And that's
it
hurts the people that have
yeah.
genuine problems.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's people out there who need the help, but I've had a previous boss of mine say, oh, mental health and anxiety, that's just the bad back of the 2000s. And it's like, yeah, because back in the day, we didn't have health and safety, so everyone's spines got fucked.
Yeah.
So everyone had a bad back.
Yeah.
Right? Nowadays, we work so much, under so much stress for so long,
Yeah.
our brains are fucked, so we have anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. It's not a fucking excuse, but there are people who do use it as excuses, and sadly, they're the ones who goes, yeah, but la la la. No. Be honest with yourselves, your family, wives, girlfriends, kids, boyfriends, whatever, girlfriends, and go and get it fixed. Go and get it fixed. Accelerate your life forwards, because all you're doing is stagnating or making it worse. Neither of those are good.
Yeah. Yes.
It's hard. I'm a big, strong, big physically strong guy, and I have to say to people like, yeah, I can't lift that. You know, I can't walk any faster than this anymore. I don't want to go out today. My fucking social battery is done. I can't go. I'm not going to come.
Yeah.
People are like, why? It's like, because fucking you should know why. It's not like I hide what I'm like.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had some, obviously, demons before, and, you know, sort of coped through them, worked through them, and I think it is wise words is the best thing. You got to tackle them.
Got to recognise it.
Because one of the things I always say is you've got to do music, especially. You've got to be in the right headspace. I think, you know, you're going to have obstacles.
A great place to hide as well.
Yeah, you're going to have obstacles, but you want to find yourself in a good place with music. You know, because you don't want music to hide it. You want music to make a good time better. You know?
I think a lot of us also use music as a catharsis. We air the dirty laundry in an artistic way, so we can sort of share it without actually having to tell people, like, on a face-to-face personal basis, right?
Yes.
And I like that. For me, like, playing live is my catharsis. I'm out there being noisy and we're sharing energy with each other. God, I do sound like a hippie, don't I?
Maybe you are a hippie.
Maybe I am. Maybe I've turned over a new leaf in my old age.
Maybe the bullies were right. No, they weren't. No.
But yeah, and that's, for me, I find a great catharsis in playing live.
Yes.
It feels really good. Even if I feel physically like, oh God, I'm going to die, my emotional state is always so much more uplifted when I'm finished playing. Yeah. But yeah, don't do that thing that guys do, or any human does. Don't hide it away. Don't mask it as something else. Like, I forget who it was. Was it Robin Williams said the most dangerous thing in the world is the smile of someone who's depressed, because they're hiding the fact that they're sick, and they're so good at smiling when they're not.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, we can't afford to lose people like Robin Williams and Chester Bennington and all these people from drug abuse and depression and suicide and things like that. There are things that we have to start talking about and have to start addressing. It has to be open and not judged.
Absolutely agree.
There's professional help out there. Free professional help. Yes, it sucks. You know, quite a lot of the stuff that I've had is like tick box exercises for, like, how many times you felt suicidal this week? Twice. How many, like, how many thoughts have you had that, like, and it's like, I get that you have to do this to keep your job, but how does this help me?
Yeah. It
does, because it eventually gets you to the point that you need. It might take a year, but without that year of waiting, how much further would you have got? How much worse would you have got?
Exactly.
So yeah, it's important. It's hard. I'm never going to pretend that I'm going to know how anyone else is going to feel in their own skin, in their own head, but it's fucking, from my experience, it is fucking horrible. I am never going back there again.
No.
Never.
So on that note, On that
We do
very
something like uplifting and cheery.
on that very sentimental note.
Sure.
I have one more question.
Go
What
on.
are your plans for the future? What are you working on now?
It's basically second Godless Suns album and the Riff Dealer stuff. God, the absolute millstone around my neck, this Godless Sun album. I want it to be so good because everyone's been so nice and we've had so many amazing opportunities and we've done, in a short space of time, some really, really cool shit. So this next album has to come out and cement the fact that, it's going to sound slightly egotistical, cement the fact that I actually know what I'm fucking doing. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But I want it to, it may well be the last proper full album that I do for my primary band.
Right.
I'm not going to say it will be the last. It might be, and I have to be in the headspace where, you know, my physical health is going to get to the point where it's like I can't do this anymore, right? I want to, but it might not be available. So I want to get it done. I want to have that legacy left behind, and keep playing until everything falls off and I can't do it anymore. I'm really excited with how Riff Dealer are going. I mean, we've got a gig in a couple of weeks. So it's the 14th in Cambridge at the 6-6 bar. We've got the Star in Ashford coming up as well. All great lineups. Like, we've literally come in halfway through a career and started there. Like, rather than doing like the dog and duck to a dog and 3 pissed off barmaids who like fucking pop music, I've started at the point where it's like, oh, we're starting here and going this way.
Yeah.
Which I kind of thought would happen because of the quality of the people in the band, and we came out so strong. We're writing 2 more songs and we're starting recording after this little flurry of gigs. So the album should be ready by Christmas, right? Should be ready by Christmas so we can do like a cool release for the new year and then work towards festivals and shit, and we'll see how that all goes.
Cool.
We're talking with a couple of like booking agents and management companies to see how we can sort of push the career through channels, because I've been out of the metal scene for 10 years with Godless Suns. That's the doom scene. They're quite separate from each other, oddly.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of crossover, but not a lot. So I've been leaning really heavily on the other guys who've been in the metal scene for, they're like, oh, these guys are really good for booking agents and stuff and this and that. Yeah. And just obviously buying more guitars, because that's never stopping. It is 1 in, 1 out now.
17 and counting.
Like, it's 1 in, 1 out now. I literally don't have the room. And my job is, like, I'm a guitar tech, so I tend to have between 1 and 4 customers' guitars in the house.
Right.
And they absolutely cannot be dented in any way. So mine get shoved in corners and put on top of shelves and stuff out of the way so that they can go in the racks. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to keep doing the Metal to the Masses judging thing as long as that's going to be a thing. I know Stuart's not going to want to do this for too much longer and was going to want to pass the torch soon. I can't afford it. Maybe there could be a conglomeration or someone to go in with. Maybe we can look at something in the future. Because, the scene needs to stay alive. And I'm not worried about where it's going. I think the bands have got it. But there needs to be... There's a background to the gig that a lot of people don't appreciate is more work than being in a band. I mean, the Metal to the Masses thing, Stuart starts that in like November, the year before, like filtering the bands in, does all the spreadsheets. He's got a whole Excel spreadsheet where all the votes, like you put the votes in, it automatically does all the maths, tells you who's won. You know, he submits all of that to Bloodstock, everything's above board. So there's a lot of infrastructure, you know, getting Vic to do the sound, getting Fred to do the door, the girls... making sure that the dates are available through Terry at the Red Lion. Juggling bands. I mean, just getting guys to practice is hard enough. Getting 5 bands on the same day at the time when you need them to turn up to do the stuff.
Damn near impossible.
Like herding cats and stacking marbles in a corner. But he does it.
And we had a recent it was a semi-final, wasn't it? Where we had 6 bands, didn't we?
Yeah, that was 5.
So it's even more bands, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there were 6 bands in the last semi-final.
6 bands,
Jesus, wasn't there? That was a long day.
Yeah.
Good day, long day.
Or is it 6 bands in the final I'm thinking of?
There's 6 bands in the final as well.
Yeah, because we've got Crow God coming. We got Struck Down a special guest headliner.
Are they? Cool.
Yes.
No, they aren't. They played the semi.
Did they play the semi?
Yeah. I don't know who he's got for the headliners. But yeah, Crow God are opening.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, he's somebody else. It's, I should know this.
He should have done his research.
We're definitely cutting this part out.
No, this goes in.
Shit,
100%.
okay.
Can't just be me talking nonsense all the fucking time.
All right.
But yeah, Crow God are opening, then it's the 6 competing bands, and I go away with Al and Lena to choose the winner again, and then report to Simon. and then see them at Bloodstock on whatever day. Don't forget to, if you are going to Bloodstock, our local boys Famine, our lovely, lovely Canterbury Doomers, they're going to be a second on the Friday, I believe.
Second on.
Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked for those guys.
They deserve it. Yeah, they really do. They've worked so hard.
They're in between two bands that stylistically clash quite hard, I think. But I mean, I don't care. I'm going to be there to watch them. I'm going to walk my crippled ass in.
Walk my crippled ass.
Well, I'm not camping this year. This will be the first year I'm not camping because there's no way my body's going to put up with lying on the floor. No. And all of the walking and the uneven surfaces are really going to fuck with me. So I'm staying at my brother's about an hour away, and we're going to drive in and out. I'm not missing Gojira. That's
going to be good. Yeah.
I haven't seen Machine Head. Well, I saw Machine Head in the tent a couple of years ago when it was like 5 million degrees outside, but it was also 5 million degrees inside with like 150% humidity. It was like breathing soup. It was awful. So I'd like to see them at night in the cool, sober. Especially because my pal plays drums for him now. Young Colster. Well, I say young Colster. He's touring with Machine for fuck's sake because they're drummer, Matty Alston. He was a phenomenal drummer when I met him in like 2012. And then I just saw him on the cover of Metal Hammer. I went, new Machine Head drummer? Oi. Weren't you playing with I think it was Ghosts of Atlantis before, or some other band. It's like, hey, and it's the dream. And there you are. Right? Yeah. It's nice to see buddies succeeding. Yes, again, like I say, Nick playing with Benediction, you've got Matt playing with Machine Head. Famine from Canterbury are on the main stage. Yeah. Old farts like me get to play 6-7 times. I will get on one of the big stages at some point.
I think you've done enough to deserve it, Pete.
No, I just have to. No, it's not about deserving. You've got to be good enough, and it's got to be demand.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Never let your ego get in the way of being truthful with yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm good at what I do. How many people fucking care? I don't know.
Well, on that note, thank you very much, Pete.
Thanks for having me.
Pete Riff Monkey Humphries. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Check everything that Pete's doing. So, Riff Dealer, Godless Suns. Fucking say hi to him at Metal to the Masses, you know.
I drink lots of beer.
Yeah, drink lots of beer. Stay cool. See you later.
I've had enough of you, the shit you're putting through. I'm fucking sick of this, I'm cutting out the dead weight. I've had enough of you, the shit you're putting through. I'm fucking sick of this, I'm cutting out the dead weight. The hustling brutal, nothing but fake.